girls, and welcome to It's a Fangirl World podcast. This is where we share our love of all things Disney with a little added girl power pixie dust. I'm Kim, and today we're going to be talking about something brand new that I experienced recently at Walt Disney World.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Schuster, and as you know, every episode of this podcast we focus on a different topic while celebrating contributions from amazing women that have helped make Disney what it is today. So you can expect tips, updates, and more, all by fangirls for fangirls.
Okay. If you like what you hear today, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a podcast, or leave us a comment and let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about.
Or if you want daily fangirl fun, be sure and head on over to our Facebook page to give us a like. We post content there every day, and we always encourage our fellow fangirls to chime in. Now onto our topic of the week. Kim, you just got back from Walt Disney World and had a really exciting new experience.
Yes, I just returned from a stay at Disney's Pop Century, and I was lucky to have one of the new refurbished rooms.
Now, before we get into that, let's give our viewers a little bit of a primer on the Pop Century. This was the fourth value resort to open at Walt Disney World, and it joined the 3 all-star resorts in the category for budget-minded travelers who don't care about amenities like sit-down restaurants or spas or water slides. It's clean, it's fun, it's my favorite resort, and it has everything you need. Rooms typically have 2 beds, a TV, small but serviceable bathroom, a mini fridge, and not much else. The old design included a blue, green, yellow kind of decades motif, and posters in each room showcasing Disney memorabilia from the decade of the particular themed building they were in. There are 10 4-story buildings that house 2,880 rooms. The theme at this resort is nostalgia from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And it was actually only the first phase of a 2-part resort that was supposed to include an expansion covering the first half of the 20th century. But that plan was scrapped, and the Art of Animation was built in its place. Now, Art of Animation was really a game changer in the value category. It was still bright and colorful and lacked some of those fancier, more grown-up amenities, but it has more immersive theming in its rooms and suites, which sleep up to 6, and it set the bar really high for any future value resort construction or refurbishments. That extra attention to detail at Art of Animation has also come with a higher price tag per night. Now that the Pop Century is undergoing major renovations, fans are wondering what these renovations are really like for guests staying in the room and what it might mean for the resort's future status as one of the cheapest places to stay on property at WDW.
I was really excited to try the new rooms out, but I was a little leery about it because I felt by the pictures that I started to seeing in social media, it really lacked the excitement of what I envisioned Pop Century to be. I've stayed at Pop Century 4 or 5 times in the past. So it felt like home. And I thought like they were ruining home. But I have to say that actually seeing it in person was far better than the pictures that I've seen. I really liked the room overall, and it still felt like I was at Pop. My room is located in Building 8, which is in the 90s section. And while I was there, they were working on Building 9. And they had
this was the first building that they did, Kim, right? Building 8 was the first one that they did for the renovation.
Yes, correct. Building 8 was the first, and so now they've moved on to Building 9. And it looked like they had the entire building closed off for construction. One of the things about the room that really struck me first was there are tons of outlets. There are tons of places to plug in. There's between 8 and 10 USB ports. I counted 8, but my roommate said that she saw 10, so I don't know where the other one was, but there was at least 8. And you now have the use of a coffee maker in addition to the refrigerator in the room. There's plenty of storage, both underneath the beds, as well as dresser drawers. And right above the refrigerator, there's a drawer, and then there's shelving storage. And then in the bathroom, there's storage, or in the sink area. And I was really worried about them taking away the closet space. It's kind of like they went from this to this for closet space. But with all the storage that they have, losing the storage in the closet, it wasn't a big deal at all.
Can I interrupt and ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
So now this coffee maker, you know how much I love coffee. What kind of coffee maker is it? Is it like a Keurig, or is it like those ones that you get in hotels? It makes like a tiny pot with those little pods.
It's a small one.
Great. And my second question, when I've seen pictures of the bathroom, it looked really tiny and cramped with the new additions. Does it actually feel that way in person, or is it still pretty roomy?
To me, it didn't feel any smaller than it had been before. No, it didn't feel smaller to me. Actually, I really liked the sliding doors better on the bathroom than the previous curtain. I thought it was cleaner that way, easier to use. I don't know. I just really, I like the bathroom.
Great.
Oh, and the TV in the room. I mean, not that you're going to stay in the room and watch TV, but it's huge. I didn't have any measuring tape with me, but I would say it was probably 70 inch. It was
hey, you know, in Florida where we're often there and we get like a night where it just starts pouring rain so much and you're soaked and it's just, you're done with the park for the night. So you come back early and grab some dinner and like call it an early night so you can get a good start in the morning. Like that would be a perfect time, you know, get a burger and fries or order a pizza, come back to your room, eat, you know, get the kids to sleep early. Or if you don't have kids, like me and my husband, we don't have kids, but we like to get our beauty sleep so we can get up early for rope drop. I don't think the big TV is so bad.
No, and we like turn it on as we're settling in for the evening and hit the timer and go off to sleep. One thing that I definitely also want to mention is, you remember how the in-room safe was in the closet area before?
Yeah.
Now it's under in the dresser. So there's a door that you open, and it is so much bigger than the old one. I remember having to cram everything in the old one, and this one is you could put. All right, I didn't have one with me, so I'm not 100%, but you could probably put a laptop in there.
That would be awesome. That was always my concern with the old safe.
It was pretty big. I know we had a large iPad in there. I had we had money in there, camera stuff. And we still had plenty of room. It was huge.
Excellent. Now, you told me offline that there were some problems with your stay.
Yes, I mean, there was a little bit of a problem. And this happened before my arrival. My roommate Leah had already checked in a few days before me. And when she arrived, she came back from a day at the park, and she had noticed there was something wrong with her bathing suit. It ended up tied into the bathroom sliding door. And she couldn't get it off. I mean, it was literally tied into it. Like, they had to have taken the door off to get it tied in. It was the oddest thing. She sent me a picture of it. And so she had to call down to the front desk, and apparently construction had been in the room. We're not talking maintenance. We're not talking mousekeeping. Construction had been in the room. And that was a little bit nerve-wracking because, you know, the room should be ready to go. Construction should not be entering the room, but apparently it wasn't finished. And they were in there.
I mean, those construction workers, those are hired by Disney, but they're not Disney employees. The way the mousekeeping or hotel maintenance are. So that's, unsettling.
And that was one of the biggest issues that she had. And I told her, go to the front desk. You need to talk to somebody.
Quickly?
Well, I mean, they did. They had somebody come up from maintenance to fix it. She said it took 4 people to fix it.
Wow.
But one of the biggest problems, I think, really out of the whole thing was the front desk wasn't very apologetic. And the fact that construction was in there, and they were like, well, a manager was in there too. No, when you are now in your hotel suite, construction shouldn't be in there at all. Maintenance is one thing because they're directly through Disney. Construction is not, like you said. And that, I think, was the biggest problem.
For sure.
That not only did it happen, but that they were not apologetic about it at all.
And I mean, that's not a pop specific problem. I mean, it's specific to the pop right now because of the construction, but that would be concerning at any of the resorts, and I guess could happen at any of them. You know, the Caribbean Beach and Coronado are going through some major refurbs right now, so it could be similar situations over there. So Kim, the photos that I've seen of the new Pop Century rooms, they look, you know, very like polished wood and shiny white. It almost looks a little bit like an Apple store, for lack of a better comparison. But how does that fit? How do you feel like that fits in with the very like colorful, vibrant, nostalgia, decades kind of theme of the Pop Century?
I did miss that portion, that feel from the old rooms. I like the pop art that's on the Murphy bed when it folds down. I do think that's neat. I
saw photos of that online, and I think it's really cool. And it's kind of like Warhol-ish. I'm a huge Warhol fan, so like cool for me. But I was hoping, because your building was actually a 90s building, right?
Yes.
I was hoping that in each of the decades, much like they had the posters with the different decades of nostalgia, that they might do a different treatment of that graffiti Mickey for the 90s and a bitmap Mickey for the 80s and something very disco-y for the 70s, you know?
That would be nice to make it different. I guess we'll only know once they open up a second building if they've changed things.
I'm sure it's all going to be the same, but I hope I'm proven wrong.
I mean, I wish they did have a little bit more, like, I love that attention to detail. I love the theming, a little bit more theming. It didn't bother me as much as I really had anticipated that it would, because the room it felt fresh. It just felt fresh. So.
And I heard that the Mickey soaps are gone in favor of the very nice H2O soaps, which are lovely, but I like the little Mickeys.
Yeah, no more Mickey head on top of the
shampoo
and conditioner. It is a little bit more something like that you would find at Coronado, or the Moderates have similar.
Yeah. Now, how do you think that the new rooms will appeal to families? Obviously, like, you were there on a girls only trip. I'll be going soon with my husband. But neither of those were kid-centric trips. But you have kids. So do you think your kids are still going to want to stay there, or does it feel more like an adult value resort now?
I think they're still going to want to stay there. The resort itself, it's still pop. I mean, everything about the resort is still what we love about Pop Century, the rooms. And I think that's why the room didn't affect me as much, because the resort is still its same fun.
Still has all that magic.
Yeah, so it didn't really take away anything for me. I'll have to ask them. But yeah,
Did you find it jarring to go from this like very colorful, larger than life, like giant Rubik's Cube kind of exterior into this almost like business class hotel looking room?
Maybe slightly, but to be honest, upon my first arrival, I was throwing my suitcase to the left. I was, getting my magic band on, and I was out the door. I was there 5 minutes. So I really didn't have time to take it all in. What I took in was my walk through, the areas prior to the building. So
fantastic. So now I guess it's time that we have to address some of the rumors that are swirling about with this Pop Century renovation, which is going to take many, many months to complete. Each building is taking about 20 days. So I don't expect to see this done for several months. But with the art of animation already being a little fancier and more expensive than the All-Stars, and now the Pop getting this upgrade, do you think it's feasible or viable that this is going to become a value plus kind of category?
That was actually my first concern when I saw the rooms.
Yeah.
Because they do have that sense of, it's just a little bit better than what it was.
You're not going to pay quite moderate prices, but
Yeah, it just felt like a little bit of a step up. Now, if they, in turn, refurb, all-star resorts, and give them a facelift too, then we'll still again be on the same line. It just felt like it was a little bit of a way to up the category.
For sure. Now, I mean, at the All-Star resorts, they could be due for a facelift because All-Star Sports and All-Star Music have already had a makeover of their food court areas, which are now beautiful and they don't look dated like they used to. And after the Pop is done with its refurb, it could be, very possible that they're heading over to update and refresh those rooms at the All-Stars as well. They haven't had a huge renovation in quite a few years now. So just like the general freshening of the rooms. I think the last biggest update was about a decade ago when they converted some of the rooms in the music to be family suites. So I guess we're going to see. Now, if the rumor about the transportation gondola to the Caribbean Beach, Art of Animation, Pop Century, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot comes into play, I could definitely see them saying, Art of Animation, Pop Century, they're a little bit nicer than the All-Stars, plus they have this cool gondola transportation option. Cha-ching.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's one of the first things that I thought of too, but as somebody who does not like to travel by gondola, I really hope that's not like, that doesn't come into play. Like that doesn't make it why it would become more expensive.
I agree. And I hope that if there is the gondola transportation option, that the bus transportation option is still there. Instead of taking the gondola to Epcot, I would much rather take the bus.
Definitely.
Now, we can't wrap up this topic without a fangirl fact. So, did you know that for the first decade or so that the Pop Century was open, every night they had a special called Mom's Night Out TV Dinners. This was at the Everything Pop food court, and there was a different feature every night, something like turkey or meatloaf, and the dinners came in these cute little foil TV dinner pans, even though all the food was freshly prepared and put in the pan when you ordered it, just like as if it was going on a plate. So it included veggies and mashed potatoes and gravy when appropriate. It even had cornbread. I thought these were delicious, and I really love the nostalgia factor. Let us know in the comments below if you remember the dish and what you think about the whole Pop Century renovation that's happening. Thank you so much for joining us again on It's a Fangirl World. We're going to be back in just a few weeks with our next podcast, so remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss it.
In the meantime, watch our Facebook page where we post new content and connect with our fellow fangirls every day, and we'd love to see you there.
The link's right there, guys. And if you want to show off some fangirl pride like I am, I don't think you can see it, but maybe if I show it off, there we go. Sorry, guys, I don't think you can see it really well, but that is a it's a Fangirl World tank top. It's from our T Public store. I'm going to put the link up right now for you. We have all sorts of cool designs there. We have tees, hoodies, onesies, stickers, notebooks, device cases. We have logo designs and some designs based on the castle in our logo, but that don't actually have our logo on them. And we're working on a bunch more special designs. So if you have a request for something, please let us know in the comments below or over on our Facebook page.
If you enjoyed this show, please ask people to share, give our Facebook page a like, or go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a podcast. Don't be shy. Leave us comments to let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about.
Until next time, keep living the magic, fangirls. Bye.
Bye.